Hi everybody. So today we're going to go over power kits. So same thing with most of my stuff. It's all layering and different setups and everything depending on what you're doing. Today I've got basically the two setups I use the most that I fine-tuned and everything for power kits. So the first one I have is what I would consider a EDC type kit, or what's in my backpack when I go out with the kids and everything, which I'll do a later video on that whole thing by itself. But all that's in here, yellow, so it's universal for power. And all I have in here is two Anker USB-C chargers, 5,000 milliamp, so a total of 10,000 milliamps between two chargers. But these are what we use, the wife and I and everything, for if we need to charge our phones. These are not the Nintendo Switch recharge or the kids' phones recharge or anything like that. These are for mom and dad. That is it. That way then we can make sure we're good to go and everything if something happens when we're out and about. Keep them fully charged. Okay, easy on, easy off, USB-C charge, and they just plug straight on the bottom of your phone. They're awesome. Since most of the stuff in our house is Android and everything anyway, and even the new iPhones are switching over to those anyway, it works out great. So this is like the EDC would have in my backpack, and or I have a version of this that I also take to work with me. It was on another video. I take the iWalk with me to work, and I just drop one of these in my Duluth pockets. The only downside is it has only just the USB-C. I have another one that I take to work that actually has a flip on it, but it's in my truck that I can't go get to right now. And I can flip between the old iPhone and the USB-C. And since my work phone is an older iPhone, it comes in handy a lot. So just for heads up, that's what I would consider like an EDC battery pack. Just 5,000, no cables necessary, just plug and play. Now, as for my travel battery pack, this is a MAXPEDITION, one of their taller, skinnier ones. I don't know the exact model of it. I have some reflective cord on it. This is the super duper, covers everything, redundancy, all that stuff. So inside of here, just open it up. So right off the bat, right on top, I have my well-used and loved PowerCore 20,100 battery pack. Stickers do not cover up the battery indicator. Going and visiting other unions and everything, getting stickers from them and stuff, ended up sticking on here, and this is my go-to. So this guy right here, I've got 20,100 milliamp hours of battery. I like it because it only has a single port to have to charge. Oh, and by the way, everything in here is Anker. I 1000% am a Anker fanboy. I've had no issues with their stuff by far. They are fantastic. Sometimes they're a little bit pricier, but a lot of times you can find them on sale too. So just a single input. It's an older micro USB charger, but that gets evaluated in this kit. And that has two outputs, which is great. So this is 20,000 amp hours, and this is if the kids need something, whatever, like this is our travel bag. This is, we'll be able to get where we're going, and then I'll deal with whatever got drained on the way. So that's that one. The next thing I have and everything is a 10,000 milliamp, and it's the 10,000 Redux. Now the cool thing about this is it has the two ports for out, and then you charge it in with the USB-C. So you can use a USB-A or a USB-C to C and charge whatever you need to charge and everything. That's a cool little battery indicator. All right, it's this one, USB topped off. Somebody stuck in my bag. And it's awesome because it's pretty small, it's easy to get to and and rock and roll with. And the next one is they have an older version of this, which was really cool, but I like this one because this one has an A and a C for it. But you can plug it straight into the wall. And it is pass-through charging too, so you can plug it into the wall and then it'll charge your whatever device is plugged into it, and then once that device is full, then it charges the battery. So it's awesome. And there goes the dogs, all on schedule. Having a Great Pyrenees outside means everything in the world stays away for the most part. And then there's been people commenting about you can hear the wife's frog who snores like a crazy person. So keep it fully charged and everything, which this one has also been hit. So we're going to charge that up tonight. But so between just the battery packs, with them being fully charged, I have 40,000 milliamp hours just in battery packs in this kit, which is fantastic. Gives everybody ample to be able to charge and everything. This one being able to charge just on the fly is great, especially like an airport or whatever. Just plug it in and good to go. I am personally definitely one of those people that's paranoid. I don't like using provided cables. There's been people, gotten stuff stolen and everything off their phones and everything. I don't keep anything worth stealing on my phone. But it's just a paranoia thing for me. I'd rather go off a battery pack or off my own cables. With that being said, I do have the Anker Dual IQ foldable electrical outlet for everything. So I got that guy. So I do have that guy for when we're traveling and everything. And even when I go to a hotel, like I'm plugging this in the outlet and then doing what I need to do. I'm not doing anything else. Which that's the upside too, is plug this into an outlet, plug this into an outlet. Now I can recharge these two off of this or off of this, or one off of each. And then I still have cables and everything to be able to charge my Wi-Fi stuff. What I mean by that is it's like my little go-to grabby cable, which came with the Redux. It's USB-C or USB-C, and then it has an attached piece to go to USB-A. So I can make it work with any of my devices and everything, which is why it's over here in the little side part, just to be able to grab it quick. So I can plug this in. I can plug this C to C, or A to C, into here, and then feed it over to this guy. And then I can have that be charging. Then, because I need micro USB, these little Anker triple cords, where the default is micro USB, and then you can put on the old school iPhone and the USB-C. So then I can go ahead and take this guy, plug it into here. Then I'm recharging this one. Okay. So now I still have two empty ports. So that means I can take my other cable, set up for USB-C or whatever I need, and then this one can charge my phone or the wife's phone, and our other cable can charge the other phone because this is a USB-C to USB-C connection. So now I'm charging two phones, recharging 3 batteries, all from 2 outlets, and that's it, and I'm good to go. Okay, and the other thing I keep in here, because in plain times we've done rental cars and everything else, and we need to charge our phones or charge battery packs from the kids using them and everything else. So I've got an IQ cigarette lighter adapter to plug straight in and rock and roll. A lot of newer cars aren't even having cigarette. I mean, most of them still do, but they're just 12 volt anyway. And so, or they have just built-in USB plugs that you can use. So you can just plug in straight into that and rock and roll. So we have that in there just in case, because this is a travel kit. And then obviously I'm going to have some sort of headlamp or something, chances are. So I've got AAA batteries for that. I've got AA batteries for my dual fuel and everything, / whatever else I've got that needs batteries. And then I also have just in here some CR123 batteries for either my dual fuel headlamp or my dual fuel flashlight, or just for any sort of tactical stuff that I brought with me for tactical flashlights or anything like that. Now all these storage cases are the power cell, I believe. Storage cell. The storage cell battery banks, I like them a lot because they lock in. And then all these are the lithium ion because A, they're lighter and everything than the alkaline, and then B, they have a longer shelf life, so I can leave them in here and forget about them, and it's not a big deal. I mean, they get cycled out pretty regularly, but I have them. I mean, most of the stuff nowadays runs off of recharge anyway, which is why the majority of this kit is set up for recharge. And that's it for that one. So hopefully that's helpful for you and everything. And I'll try to put the model for the MAXPEDITION in there. I usually have a patch on the front of it and everything that also is currently missing, so I gotta find that and everything at some point. But like, share, subscribe, follow, and never give up. Thank you. Bye.